Hi everyone. Hi. Welcome to the third edition of Quizzing with the Comedians. Uh, cannot believe we've reached here after two grand tournaments, one cricket and football tournament, and one movies edition. And now we are here. Let's start. Let's start the first quarterfinal of the third edition of Quizzing with the Comedians with these four participants. I'm going to call them one by one, and then we'll start what we came here for, which is the love of quizzing. Okay, let's start with the first participant. I keep repeating it. She's my favorite participant. If I had to pick one for the sheer enthusiasm that she has for quizzing, she's one of those. She's one of those converts that a missionary is very proud of. You know what I mean? Like she never quizzed with us earlier, but since the day she has started quizzing with us, she's the only participant who keeps messaging me कि क्या हो गया बहुत दिन से क्विज नहीं करा रहा क्या करूं मैं she has that level of enthusiasm for quizzing. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the very talented, very popular, and my favorite contestant once more. Give it up for Mallika Dua.
Hello, hi. Hello.
From a face who has been a part of every tournament that we have done to a face who is making a debut. A lot of people ask me कि यार सब अभी कर लेगा तो फिर नए लोग कैसे आएंगे? But we keep repeating that there are a lot of friends of ours who are yet to come to this tournament. And on that note, very, very talented writer, stand-up comedian, very funny guy, very awesome guy. Give it up for Shaad Shafi.
Hello.
Wow.
Nice to be here at Bonvita Quiz Contest.
Nice. And on that note, I invite the third participant. She was a finalist of Quizzing with the Comedians Movies edition, and one of the strongest contestants according to bookies. Very talented director. Give it up for Smritika Panigrhi, or as we like to call her, Sophie.
Hello.
Sophie. Hi.
Hi guys. Hi Mallika. Hi Shaad.
Hello.
Hello.
On that note, the last quarterfinalist, the fourth and last quarterfinalist, she was part of the first edition of Quizzing with the Comedians, and now she's back with us in the third edition. And she sort of summarized what Quizzing with Comedians is all about when we were doing the tech check before this, when she said, it's not about winning and losing. I had a lot of fun here, and I learned a lot when I came here, and that's what quizzing is all about. Give it up for Urooj.
Hi guys. Hello. I have to say that because I lose. Thank you.
Quarterfinal 1. Let's start. Welcome everyone to quarterfinal 1. All the best to Mallika, Shaad, Sophie, Urooj. Let's do this. Okay. Question number 1 to Mallika. On your screen, you see a commemorative coin. Okay. To celebrate a certain person. Who is this coin celebrating? Okay. Look at the image. There are enough hints, I believe. And give me your answer. Okay. In case you guys don't know, some countries launch a commemorative coin. Commemorative coin basically means a coin which is not really used every day for business, but it is an honor of certain people they are proud of in that country. So this is from a certain country, and you need to tell me the individual whose face is hidden.
This is some tennis legend. I can't tell. Is it? I'm gonna take a chance. Is it? No, wait. वो तो ऐसे. Fuck! Okay, no. Nadal. I don't know.
Not Rafael Nadal. Passes to Shaad Shafi. Shaad.
Is it Mr. Helvetica? JK. But
Okay.
is it Monsieur Federer?
It is Roger Federer. That is correct. 10 points to Shaad. If you see Helvetica, like Confed CH, basically is Switzerland, and the cross, like the symbol, is also there on the Swiss flag. So this is the Swiss coin, and the Swiss sporting legend Roger Federer. Okay.
Oh,
Roger Federer.
Oh,
so
close. Just really dumb.
Yes.
That's a very bad photo of Roger Federer,
It's
by
like
the way.
Ronaldo's statue.
हाँ ये कौन है?
ये अरबाज खान है.
हाँ, this is truly.
Wow. Okay, Roger Federer. First points already on board. Shad Shafi gets 10 and infinite bounce अगर किसी को नहीं समझ आया था, so this is the point to understand. The next question will not be Shad's but will be Sophie's. Okay, that's how it works. Sophie, question number 2 for you. We are talking about the construction of something. Construction of X was started by the French. However, the French effort went bankrupt after a while, after reportedly spending a lot of US dollars and losing almost 22,000 lives. Okay. Finally, in 1904, construction of this was taken over by the US and the project was completed in a decade. So it took 10 more years, but they finally completed it in 1914. The project till date, like after more than 100 years, is still considered an engineering marvel and is a testimony to the strength of what human willpower can achieve. Okay, what construction or what place?
This
what
is the
film,
Panama Canal.
Yeah, it is the Panama Canal. 10 points to Sophie. Oh. I saw on her face like she knew the moment she saw, but I could just see like she's been
after the first line, construction was started by the French. I'm like, I know this.
Yeah, she kept waiting for me to finish. इसलिए मैं ऐसा extra ले रहा था. Strength of human willpower just to be. Okay, 10 points to Sophie. We're talking about Panama Canal, one of the like best engineering marvels in the world. Okay, 10 points to Sophie. Next question will be to Urooj. We'll now talk about another really famous place in the world. Relatively direct question, like with fewer words. X is the longest man-made structure in the world. Okay, it's the longest man-made structure in the world, with a total length of more than 13,000 miles, which is roughly more than 21,000 kilometers. Okay, what structure are we talking about?
First of all, thank you for putting it in miles and kilometers because I have a preference and I prefer miles. So this is what is really helping me. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that it's the Great Wall of China.
It is the Great Wall of China. Great answer. Urooj also gets 10 points. What a great start by everyone. Shaad, Sophie, Urooj. Great stuff. अरे Mallika, बहुत सारे question है, don't worry. Next direct will be to Mallika Dua. Question number 4. We are talking about the early years of a certain organization. Okay, let's look at how this organization started. So Sir Sultan Muhammad Shah, who is also the third Aga Khan, was appointed the first honorary president of X. X is the organization, although he did not attend the Dhaka inaugural session. So 2 hints here. First, the honorary president was Aga Khan, the third Aga Khan, and the inaugural session was in Dhaka. Okay. Now let's move further. There were also 6 vice presidents, a secretary, and 2 joint secretaries initially appointed for a 3-year term, proportionately from different provinces. So India had different provinces at this time. So us hisab se, some people were appointed as on different posts. Now comes another set of hints, which is its constitution was framed in 1907, espoused in the Green Book. That's also a hint. Written by Maulana Muhammad Ali. Okay. Which organization or the starting of which organization are we talking about?
Muslim League?
Yeah, great answer. It is the All India Muslim League. 10 points to Mallika. It is Muslim League.
एक ही आंसर पता था मुझे, दे दिया और कोई ऑप्शन भी नहीं था. यही होगा, बोल दो.
That's my grandfather on the left, guys.
Yeah.
0.5 to Urooj.
The white guy.
0.5 more.
Yeah, like how they've said Charlie Chaplin in the middle.
This direct question will be to Shaad. Continuing with Indian history now, but going a little back. So I'm going to share a story now. In the course of his aggressive military campaigns, this guy, our man X, came into conflict with another guy called Jayachandra, who was the ruler of Kannauj. Now, Jayachandra was eager to curb this guy's growing ambitions and quest for territorial expansions. Tradition, however, ascribes the immediate... So, a lot of... Okay, to simplify this, Jayachandra did not like this guy, okay, because he was expanding his territory and all that. But a lot of people think the main reason of the intense and bitter rivalry between Jayachandra and X was the fact that this guy had a romantic relationship with Jayachandra's daughter, Sanyogita.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the love of X and Sanyogita and the princess's eventual abduction, okay, with her acquiescence, by the way. So, she was also in love with this person, have been immortalized in an epic called X Raso. So X is the name of this guy, written by this guy called Chand Bardai. That event is popularly believed, this entire abduction and the love story and the romantic part happened between 1191 and 1192. So we're talking about end of 12th century. Between these two battles that this guy fought, first battle of Tarai or Tarauri, that's the modern name of the city, and the second battle. But as usual, like with these legends, like Jodha Akbar, for example, there's always a doubt about how historically accurate these stories are. But having said all this, basically we're talking about this person from 12th century, very famous for his military campaigns, etc. Had a rivalry for a guy called Jayachandra, and also has a legendary romantic story with Sanyogita. Okay, take your time, and whenever you're ready, give me the answer.
So it's not Akbar, basically, since you gave his exact.
Yeah, it's not Akbar.
Okay. Yeah. I would have guessed that. Is it Birbal? Anyway. I don't know. I'll pass. I'll go with the Aurangzeb.
No, not Aurangzeb. Sophie?
Is it Alauddin Khilji?
No, not Alauddin Khilji. Passing to Urooj.
First of all, what a player, right? What a guy.
Yeah.
Second of all, is it Ashoka?
No, not Ashoka. Not Ashoka. Passing to Mallika now.
Karina.
ये इसकी तो फिल्म निकल रही है with मानुषी चिल्लर, पृथ्वीराज संयोगिता.
100%. And I wish I could give you extra points क्योंकि आंसर स्लाइड पे मैंने एग्जैक्ट वही फोटो डाला है, which is अक्षय कुमार.
इनको मुझे सारी पता है. देखो इंस्टाग्राम पे जो हमको पता चलता है उसका क्विज ले लो तुम. हिस्ट्री से नहीं पता मुझे, इसलिए पता है क्योंकि आ रही है.
हाँ जी, the answer is Prithviraj Chauhan, the legendary ruler, and his love story with Sanyogita is very famous. There is also a Bollywood movie that's coming up with Akshay Kumar as Prithviraj Chauhan and Manushi Chillar. 10 points to Mallika. Great crack. Okay, we'll now go to Shaad. We continue with Indian history, but we go a little further back in time with the next story. The next story is Alexander died in 323 BC. Okay, with Alexander, after his death, this guy, our man X, he put an end to the Greek rule in northeastern India. Okay, sorry, northwest India. So he put an end to the Greek rule, returned to Magadha, and killed the Nanda king, and proclaimed the Y dynasty in 322. So the Y dynasty is the dynasty that X started. So we are looking at two things in this question. We are looking at the ruler and the dynasty started. It's like Babur and Mughals. Okay, so it's not Babur and Mughals. Okay, the attempt of Seleucus Nicator. Seleucus Nicator was basically a Greek satrap. After Alexander had left, Seleucus Nicator was still in northwest India. He tried to capture Punjab in 304, but was foiled because of our guy X. In fact, he defeated Seleucus Nicator and obtained present-day Afghanistan as part of the peace treaty. So much so that Seleucus also gave his daughter in marriage to X and appointed Megasthenes as ambassador to his court. Scholars, the reason a lot of us know about this era is because Megasthenes wrote a very detailed account of this era. Which famous ruler and which dynasty are we talking about?
Brave of you to assume that we know who Megasthenes is also. Is this for who? Is it for me? I thought I
for you, Shaad. No. Mallika answered Prithviraj Chauhan.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm gonna guess the Cholas.
No, not the Cholas. Cholas were in South India. Okay. Sophie?
Chandragupta Maurya and the Maurya dynasty.
That is correct. 10 points to Sophie. It is Chandragupta Maurya and Maurya dynasty.
Guys, I thought Cholas were in North India, huh?
Cholas were modern Tamil Nadu. Like Tanjavur was the capital of Cholas.
I'm from
that's
Tanjavur.
Where I did my engineering. Yeah. Mallika's mom and my engineering were both in Tanjavur. So Chandragupta Maurya is the answer. Chandragupta Maurya, Sophie gets. Next direct will be to Urooj. From history, we now come to etymology and we talk about a Hindi saying. Okay. So I'm going to tell you about the origin of a particular Hindi saying, something that we use in the Hindi language. Okay. The supposed origin of this comes from here. Okay. Comes from the story of a guy called Shishupal. So according to legend, 100 of his sins were forgiven by Lord Krishna. Okay. So basically, Shishupal kept committing sins and Krishna kept kept forgiving him. But when he committed his 101st sin, Lord Krishna is believed to have used a metaphor comparing his sins to a dash, and then he finally slayed Shishupal, the evil king. The thing that Lord Krishna compared his sins to, or basically what Krishna finally said after he had finished hundreds, after he had committed a lot of sins, gives rise to this very popular Hindi saying that we use. What Hindi saying are we talking about?
See, the word saw is in it. है ना? Saw something. What popular Hindi saying is inspired by this? Saw galatiyon. Saw. I don't know. I really don't know. I can guess though.
Mm-hmm.
100 बार किया तो माफ किया. वापस मत करना. Is that the same?
No, that is not the same.
Okay.
But okay, 1 point to Urooj for attempt at translating. Mallika?
I don't know. Is it so cool, maaf?
No, not so cool, maaf. Shaad?
No, I don't know.
You're passing? Okay, goes to Sophie.
Is it so sonar ki ek lohar ki?
No. Okay. We'll take one more round. With a hint. We'll start with Urooj. So basically, think of what is happening. Okay, someone is committing a lot of sin.
Yeah.
Okay, so think अपने normal हिंदी भाषा में हम लोग किसी की बात कर रहे हैं जो बहुत
मम्मी ने डांट लगाई होगी.
हाँ बहुत सारा sin कर रहा है and then you're finally like okay dude, enough of this I'm not gonna spare him now. Okay, so he basically compared this to a certain thing from which this saying comes. Okay,
Whose
when
turn
Lord
is
Krishna
it?
was like we'll start with Urooj whenever Urooj is
Okay.
ready.
Is it? अब पानी सर के ऊपर जा चुका है?
No, but good guess. Not पानी सर के ऊपर.
Okay.
Mallika?
Wouldn't be very easy.
This is my last. Is it पाप का घड़ा? कि मतलब
It is
पाप का घड़ा भर गया.
5 points to Mallika.
भर गया.
It is पाप का घड़ा भर गया.
What a sight.
और कौन बोल रहा है न्यूज़ चैनल हिंदी का? Okay, sure. अगर आप कह रहे हैं तो.
Yeah. तो शिशुपाल के ऐसे 100 पाप के बाद apparently ऐसा बोलते हैं legend.
But there is no
Krishna said,
101 in it. Only such a trick question.
नहीं. Yeah. Great. Okay, 5 points to Mallika. Next direct to Shaad. Shaad, I'm talking about 5 different things, but they are called the same. Okay, X is the same. X is an island in Indonesia. X is also a programming language, an object-oriented high-level programming language. X is in the world of comics. X is a villain who appears in DC Comics series Metamorpho. X is also name of a coffee. It's a variety of coffee grown on the island of X. It's the same island which you saw in the first point. Okay, and X is also a French rap group. What is X? Okay, so it's the same thing. It's also name of an island, name of a programming language, name of a coffee, which comes from that island. What is the word?
Is it Java?
It is Java.
Oh.
10 points to Shaad. It is Java. Java is the name of the coffee that comes. Java is the name of an island in Indonesia. 10 points to Shaad. Great.
Dumb superhero name is Java.
A villain.
Super villain. Yeah, a villain. Not even super. They say he's just a villain. like one of the henchmen. Like Java, jaake Superman ko pakad gaya.
He's just a pickpocketer.
Okay, that brings us to the end of first half, guys. Wow. Which means it's time for the scores. Just to see where everyone stands. Mallika is on 25. Shaad is on 20. Sophie is also on 20. And Urooj is on 10. So it's been great.
What?
What a great contest.
Why does this happen? in all of my quizzes. This is
Great
not-
contest. Okay, we start with the second half of the quiz. The order will now change. We'll start with Urooj, then Sophie, Shaad, Mallika. Okay. Second half starts now, starting with Urooj. This is a sports question. From an Indian perspective, what is common to the following Olympics? Okay, this is an exhaustive list. Okay, let me explain what exhaustive means. Exhaustive means a list where these are the only items in that list. For example, if I say exhaustive list of first quarter-final participant, it will only have Mallika, Shaad, Smritika, and Urooj. It can't have anyone else. Okay, so these Olympics, there is something that is common to these Olympics and only to these Olympics.
Okay.
The other hint is this is from an Indian perspective. Okay. So have a look at the years and tell me what is common to these Olympic Games.
My first answer is that they all end in even numbers, the years.
Great.
Which is, but that's not exhaustive because there are more years with even numbers.
Exactly.
Right?
Perfect explanation of what exhaustive means. Super.
I'll exhaust you guys with my answer also. But what is common from an Indian perspective? Okay, I'm going to guess because obviously I don't know the answer. Like we all know. So so if I have to think, then someone from India must have won something in all these years in some sport. So I'm just going to guess that in these years, India won a gold medal in wrestling.
I'll give you a chance to improve your answer.
Okay.
You've given me the answer in some sense, but I want you to improve. Take your time, think again, and give me a better answer, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. In all of these, I'm so excited that I came close. I don't even care if I
You're
get
very
it.
close. You're very, very, very close. That's all I can say right now.
Oh.
Do any of you know the answer? Or don't tell me. Okay. In all of these, all of these years, obviously, wrestlers, does it have to be wrestling? Wrestlers won the Olympic gold medal? No, how to make it better?
You said the same thing now.
I just paraphrased it. You want me to make it more specific or you want me to?
Yeah, that's what I'm not revealing. I'm just, since you're so close to the answer, I'm giving you a chance to improve your answer. That's all I can say.
Okay, I'm going to say females. No, I don't even know when females were allowed to be in the Olympics. Forget it. Females is out. When were they, guys? In all these years.
Give me your final line. In all these years.
In all these years, India won the gold medal in wrestling and disc throwing.
Okay, I'm passing to Sophie.
All right.
Sophie.
I would have also said female wrestlers, but I don't know if, because you didn't react to that, so I don't know if like that's out of the picture or not. Yeah, 1928 seems a little unlikely for female wrestlers to be there.
Okay, so what is your answer? What is common to the following
I'll stick
from an
with
Indian perspective?
Indian female wrestlers won medals.
Indian female wrestlers won medal in this.
Yeah.
Okay, Shaad.
In all these years, my Bidulog just won gold medals in general. India won gold medals.
Perfect answer. That's the answer I was looking for. I don't know from where wrestling came
Abhinav
here.
Bindra won, no? 22.
Yeah, Anubhav.
Shooting.
Yeah. All these other years from
shooting में पहले तो कोई नहीं जीता था. So
28
gold ही common है.
28 to 80 we won in hockey, which is unbelievable. We used to win gold every year, 28, 32, 36, 48, 52, 56, 64. Then 80 we won. We did not win gold after that. Then like 28 years later, Abhinav Bindra won a gold.
Because
So India won a gold in these Olympics. That's all. So Urooj like said the answer.
Yeah.
She said India won a
Yeah.
gold.
yeah.
So I was about to give the point, and then she said in wrestling. I was like, where did that come from? India never won a gold in
I just saw
wrestling.
Dangal recently for the first time.
वो Olympics
Dangal.
नहीं था.
Olympics.
No, it was just like, did they know?
Yeah. But Shaad gave us the perfect answer. India won a gold in general. So 7, I'll give 7 to Shaad. I'll also give 3 to Urooj because she brought like Olympic and gold in picture. So 3 points to Urooj, but 7 to Shaad. Bulk of the point because they got the exact right answer. And now next direct will be to Mallika, okay, because Shaad got the bulk of the points. Okay, we are talking about a philosopher here. He's one of the foremost thinkers of the Enlightenment, as an Enlightenment era, and arguably one of the greatest philosophers of all time. Okay, now let's look at his background. In him were subsumed new trends that had begun. So 2 trends began. One was by René Descartes, which stressed on reason. Okay, and the other one was by Francis Bacon, which is called empiricism, but it basically it stressed on experience. So there were 2 schools of thoughts. One focused on reason, one focused on experience. This guy, our man, basically combined these and inaugurated a new era in the development of philosophical thought. Not just a philosopher, he was also a prolific writer, wrote a lot of work, but is best known for these 3 works that he did. All these works are called critiques. The first is a critique of pure reason that came in 1781, critique of practical reason, which came in 1788, and critique of judgment that came in 1790. Essentially, which famous 18th century philosopher and thinker are we talking about?
There are few names that are always taken together.
Yeah.
And I cannot pronounce any of them.
Yeah, that's fine. But I know एक जोन में ऐसा कुछ नाम आते रहते हैं इसलिए 2 नाम मैंने ऑलरेडी निकाल दिया फ्रांसिस बेकन और डेस्कार्tes. तो जो बचे हुए नाम
हाँ,
हैं
दो
उनमें से
बाकी हैं. एक का नाम एफ से शुरू होता है, दूसरे का के से. मुझे दोनों में से एक ही होगा. Pass.
Okay,
I don't want
passing
to
to
give the wrong guess.
okay, Urooj.
Oh, okay. The thing is, I don't know the timelines either.
No problem.
I know the 3 names that I take it together, but they feel like they were much earlier in time.
Okay,
So,
fair.
They were like, is it, I don't know how to say his last name, but is it Jean-Paul Sartre? Sartre? How do you say
No, good guess, but not him.
Okay.
Sophie.
I have no clue. I'm going to just say Napoleon. Yeah.
No, not Napoleon. Shaad.
All 3 of his works were critiques.
Yeah.
Is it Rajiv Masand?
Rajiv Masand.
Anyway.
I knew you were going.
Is it that
He gave 3 stars to pure reason. No, sorry. Shaad, go first.
Is it that I don't know his name, the Stoicism person?
I don't know.
Dude, he wears glasses. School of Life ke thumbnail mein he's always there. Is it that guy? But I don't remember his name. Pass.
I don't know. Okay, you're passing. We'll take one more round. I'll give a classic hint that SA made me do in cricket and football quiz. I will give you the abbreviation. Like if it's Urooj Ashfaq, I say UA. Mallika
Okay.
Dua MD. Okay, so the abbreviation is IK. Okay, IK.
Okay. Yeah. Whose turn is it?
Mallika. Starts with Mallika. आपसे शुरू होगा.
So I used to think it's E, but I'm guessing it's I. Emmanuel Kant.
It is. Yeah, you're right. It
Yeah.
is.
I
Another
thought it's
5 points to
E.
Mallika. No, it's I. Immanuel Kant.
Then
I.
it's not Foucault. The other boring person.
Yeah, Immanuel Kant is correct. 5 points to Mallika.
Emmanuel can.
Okay, next direct to Urooj. Now we are going to another mythology. We talked about Krishna. We go to another part of the world. Okay, another story. Okay, so since Uranus was immortal, he couldn't be killed. Okay, but he also, yeah, I knew. Because Uranus was immortal, he couldn't be killed, but he also couldn't create life anymore, which meant he simply remained as the embodiment of the sky. However, he did curse his son, vowing that Kronos would be undone by his own children, just as he has undone his dad. So Uranus' son was Kronos, and he basically usko shaap de diya that you will be undone by your own children.
Okay.
Because of that, Kronos obviously got paranoid, and he resolved this issue by swallowing each of his babies as they were born. If you like study world mythology, this is a common theme in every mythology. But there's at least one story where like there is some prophecy, and then they keep killing the children.
Yeah.
Happened with Krishna.
Yeah.
Happened with like Ganga and Bhishma and all that. So basically, Kronos resolved that he will swallow each of his babies as they were born. Little did he know that his wife Rhea hid the last baby from him. Okay, giving him a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes instead. So she gave a stone to Kronos so he couldn't kill the last child, and the baby was saved. Just tell me who was the baby. The baby in question was X. You need to tell me the baby.
Kronos couldn't tell the difference between a baby and a stone. Like his parts are really off. And
आधी problems तो इनकी stupidity से शुरू होती हैं.
But my only knowledge is from reading Percy Jackson, and I don't even know if that's the correct mythology wala. Rhea, is it okay? I just go with the name I know to be most popular. Is it Zeus?
It is Zeus. That is correct.
Wow!
10 points to Urooj. 10 points to Urooj. When I was like framing this question, मेरे दिमाग में ये thought था कि यार ये पता नहीं why am I doing another mythology question, because last edition there were a lot of people who said बहुत mythology आ रहा है. Then I was like, whoever even जिसको कुछ भी नहीं पता Zeus तो बोल ही देगा. Like I was just waiting that happens, and I'm feeling so like vindicated. Great. 10 points to Urooj. Zeus it is. Next question to Sophie, and she'll like this question. She's the only panelist who will like this question because this is from football.
Wow.
Okay. So, for those of you who don't follow football, I will explain. Okay. So, West Ham United is a club. Okay. So, West Ham's manager, David Moyes, he was also a player. Okay. He used to play football and used to play for a club called Preston North End. Okay. Way back in 94-95, he found an unlikely teammate in a loanee from an EPL giant. Okay, for those of you who are not getting it, let me explain. So there's a system of loan where some people who want to play but they think that in their first team they will not get a chance are sometimes loaned to smaller clubs so that they keep playing throughout the year. Okay, so from a big EPL club, like a big club, a youngster was sent to Preston North End to play for that year. Okay, now incidentally, the same loanee will become a legend at the bigger club that he came from, and this person, David Moyes, who was his like teammate, will become a manager of this big club later in his life. You just need to tell me who was this youngster who played with him in 94-95 as a loanee.
Sorry, I need to do a little bit of math, which is 94, 95 is how many years ago from now? I'm really pathetic at math, so I just want something.
Roughly 25 years. Roughly 25 years.
Okay, 1 second.
It's actually impressive that she has so much information that she needs to narrow it down.
Because I want to see if this person.
I was about to say this. That's another problem when you really know something. Then you're like, oh,
No,
if you don't know football, you'll just.
David Moyes, which club he's managed. Because,
Okay.
oh, now that I think, oh shit. I'm very heavily confused between two. I just need to know if that person was like at an age of, like playable age at 94, 95.
Yeah.
Okay.
By then, I will just share a fun fact with Shaad, Urooj, and Mallika that our friend Vaibhav Sethia does not follow football, but so as a rule, whenever a football question comes, he just says Zidane. And actually, in the last edition, he got a football question, and he just said Zidane, and it was the right answer.
That is also the only footballer I know of.
Okay, I'm gonna answer.
I know him for his headbutts. Anyway.
Yeah, Sophie.
Is it David Beckham?
It is David Beckham. 10 points. To it is.
I've actually done maths of if he's 42 years old now, how old was he in 9? Because I know he's 42 now. Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Cannot
this is
be.
David Beckham. I had the same logic as the Zeus question when I framed this.
Yeah.
I was like, the football question है, but नहीं भी बता कोई तुक्का भी लोगो तो David
Thought-
Beckham is a very
I
likely
thought
tukka.
it could be Rooney or Beckham, but Rooney didn't fit the timeline.
Yeah.
Oh.
Since Sophie got David Beckham, next direct will be to Shaad. Okay, Shaad, this is your direct. Just tell me, what does the below image represent? Okay, like put funda. Like look at the image and tell me what does this represent?
The ranks of the army officers.
Yeah, that is correct. They represent Indian Army ranks. 10 points to Shaad. They represent Indian Army ranks. Okay, and insignia, basically running from Field Marshal to Lieutenant, Field Marshal, General, Lieutenant. Great answer. Great and quick answer. Now we go to Mallika. Mallika, we're talking about a company here. You need to identify which company are we talking about. Okay, so let's look at the hints. It was formed in 17th century, but was officially declared a company in 19th century. Now under Alan X. So X is also the name of the company. Like it's like Ratan Tata. Okay, Alan X. It became one of world's top 10 conglomerates. X is said to employ over 170,000 employees in 170 countries. So it's like really, really big company. X is also a green company and deals in shipping, pharmaceuticals, aerospace, food, steel, shipbuilding, electronics, technology, biotech, and healthcare. Basically a company which is there in every field, like it's really big. Now you need to identify this X. There are two more hints to identifying this company. The first hint is that this company houses a well-known bunker right beneath its headquarters. Okay, that's a bunker that we might have seen sometime in life. So it's a very famous bunker. Second hint is the company is not run by the X family guy, but by their business manager, whose name is Lucius Fox. Okay, so basically three sets of hint. First is about the history of the company, formed in 17th century, became like a big company under this guy called Alan X. Is in a lot of fields ranging from pharmaceuticals to tech to biotech to healthcare. And it has a very famous bunker right under its headquarters. And it's the main guy who runs this company is a guy called Lucius Fox, who is the business manager of this family which owns this company. Which company are we talking about?
Is this a real company?
I don't know.
Oh. Oh.
No, because if 17th century में Alan Lucius Fox. You have to tell us if this is a real company or no.
Because now Lucius Fox sounds very cartoony all of a sudden.
Exactly. As does Alan X.
Is it Captain K9?
I should I take a guess or should I not?
I would always encourage guess. Always.
Well-known bunker right beneath its headquarters. Okay, I'm just gonna take a wild guess. Batman की कंपनी का नाम जो भी है. Bruce Wayne something, I don't know.
Okay.
What
I'll
is
give
what
it to
is
you because I
company
was looking
called?
for Wayne. It's fine.
Damn it!
I'll give it to you. It is Wayne Enterprises.
bunker किसके घर के नीचे होता है?
It is Wayne Enterprises.
Oh.
Now,
17th and 19th is very shady, and you were not telling me if it's a real company or not.
yeah, it has a well-known bunker, and Lucius Fox is Morgan Freeman ka
Morgan,
character,
yeah.
who basically
Shit,
Mr.
it's
Fox.
so late.
I was
Mr.
gonna.
Fox.
Yeah!
I was,
मैं नहीं देखती, मैंने सिर्फ दो देखी हैं. Sorry, बस दो ही
Yeah,
देखी
Shaad?
हैं.
I was gonna say Wayne Enterprise as a joke answer.
अच्छा उसकी कंपनी का नाम भी वेन एंटरप्राइजेस ही है.
हाँ तभी तो वही तो हिंट में था ना कि लाइक कंपनी इज द सेम. एलन वेन करके ये लोग का पूर्वज था जिसने शुरू किया था और बाद में
That I don't know. I only know bunker. I know the weird timeline.
Yeah.
And I know Lucius Fox belongs to a not
Yeah.
real world.
Yeah, cool. It is Wayne Enterprises. 10 points to Mallika. And we now go to Urooj with the last two questions of the quiz. Is Urooj direct? For a long time, the actual ruler of the country was the shogun. Okay, so the actual ruler of this country, the title was shogun, who was basically the head of the army. With the Meiji restoration that happened in this country in 1968, the emperor took back all power. So for the longest of time, whoever was the head of the army was actually the ruler of the country. But after 1868, Meiji Restoration, emperor took back all the power. And from this time, it is said that this country like changed and it became much, much better. So from 1868, after Meiji Restoration, a series of reforms started, which modernized the entire country, developed its economy, and created this wonderful country that we know today. Just tell me which country's history are we talking about?
Definitely a Southeast Asian country, because the word shogun, Meiji, feels like that. I just say China.
Not China.
Okay.
So, Sophie?
Fun fact, I'm a history honors graduate and I had a paper in the final year which was just China and Japan. So if I don't answer this, that degree should self-combust. This is Japan.
Yeah, it is Japan. Japan, Meiji
Tokugawa
Restoration.
Also-
shogun.
Yes.
Japan.
If I may recommend a video on YouTube,
Yeah.
it's called History of Japan by Bill Wirtz, and another video called History of the Entire World, I guess, which I think are the funniest videos on the internet. Please go watch, everybody. I don't know why I'm promoting this guy, but he's just very good.
Yeah, don't watch Shaad's videos, guys. Go
Yes, watch Bill Wirtz.
Guys, you have no idea how close this quiz is right now. I took a resolve in cricket and football edition of that I will not reveal the score before the final score. So I'm not revealing the exact score, but you have no idea how close this quiz is going so far, which is very rare for a quarterfinal. Like quarterfinals, usually there's one runaway winner or two people. But right now, it's a very, very closely fought contest. I also have a feeling we might have to do tiebreaker later, but we'll see. Okay. This next direct is to Shaad, and that will decide a lot of things. This is Shaad, your direct, since Japan.
No pressure.
Okay, last question of the quiz, assuming there's no tiebreaker. Shaad, Rig, Yajur, Sam, and Atharv are collectively known as what? Okay, very direct.
Vedas.
Yeah, that is correct.
Oh.
Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Sam Ved, and Atharv Ved.
Oh.
These are the Vedas. Okay. Let's start with the score. Mallika had 25 after the first half of the quiz. She ends with 15 more. So Mallika ends on 40. Okay. She got 5 points for Immanuel Kant and 10 points for Wayne Enterprises. So she gets 40. Over to Shaad. Shaad had 20 after the first half, but he killed in the second half with gold for India. He got 7 points. Indian Army ranks and Vedas. He got 27 more in the second round. So Shaad ends on 40.
Person Shaad is, yeah.
Shaad Shafi ends on 47 points.
Old answer was mine.
Sophie had 20. In my opinion, her biggest lost opportunity was the Olympic gold wala thing. When it came to her before it went to Shaad, and when Urooj was so close. But I think she also got David Beckham and Japan. So Sophie also ends in 40, which basically means right now there's a tie between Mallika Dua and Smritika, both for 40 points. And
You kind of seem sad that I got the
gold
medal answer right and she didn't.
No. I'm just analyzing.
हमने कहा बोले है favoritism के points यहाँ पे ये है Napo gang.
And now I'm going to Urooj. Okay, Urooj had 10 points in the first half. She also.
Thank you.
हाँ मैं आ रहा था आप पे. I was just saying कि इनका tie है.
I'm saying thank you for my 10 points.
Yeah. You got 10 points for Great Wall of China in the first round. and for
like that.
No, I'm अच्छे से बोल रहा हूँ. It's all in your mind. She got 10 points for Great Wall of China, got 3 points for gold for India, and she also got Zeus, which was a great answer. So Urooj ends on 23. So right now, basic score, this is what the situation is. Shaad Shafi becomes the first finalist of the third edition of Quizzing with the Comedians. In all likelihood, there's very 0.1% chance that it might change, but most likely will not, because I'll explain how tiebreaker works. Mallika Dua and Sophie are both on 40 points. So we'll see what happens now. So for those of you who don't know how tiebreaker works, a few questions will now be asked, but the order will start from the same point where we ended. So basically, Shaad got the Vedas answer right, which means we'll start with Mallika. The moment tie is broken, the quiz ends. So we follow sudden death. Okay. Let's start the extra time, like we say in football. Regular time did not give us the results,
Too
so we'll
much.
start with
I
extra
can't
time.
do this every quiz. This has happened to me so many times.
You always end up tying with peeps.
Oh my god, the movie quiz was just, it's too much.
ये तो बड़ी
In fact,
अच्छी
she
problem
tied
है to have.
last time. She tied with
twice.
Mallika's very
Twice.
close friend, Shantanu Anam and Sophie.
On films, na? Yeah, it
On
makes
films.
sense.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So after Vedas, which Shaad got, this is the first question of extra time, starting with Mallika. Let's go. In Soviet Ukraine, on April 26, 1986, the fourth reactor at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded, and the result was catastrophic, right? Now, even though the explosion was on Soviet territory, the Soviet regime ignored it. Okay. Within days, the radioactive plume triggered X. Now, X is another country. X is radiation alarm, which forced this country to finally acknowledge the incident. Okay, so what is happening right now? Something has happened in Soviet territory, but Soviet is not acknowledging it. But the radiation went beyond like borders, and it went to another country, and then their alarm was raised, and they acknowledged this. So even then, the Soviet regime denied the disaster. कि नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ सोवियत में क्या बात कर रहे हो? And then this country threatened that they would file an official alert with the International Atomic Energy Authority. After all this story, just tell me which is the country which was the first to acknowledge the Chernobyl disaster. Okay.
Was it?
Starting with Mallika. If Mallika gets it right, tiebreaker ends now.
Poland?
No, not Poland. Going to Urooj.
United States of America.
No, not US. Sophie.
Belarus?
Not Belarus. Going to Shaad.
Oh, I'm still playing. I thought I won already.
Wow.
No.
Oh
No.
Once again, then I have to pay attention to the questions.
No, the quiz continues till we break the tie. So if अगर Sophie ने भी बोल दिया होता तो हो जाता. But Belarus was anyway like part of Soviet, so it can't be Belarus. Shaad?
I don't know. Is it Russia?
No, Russia too was. Okay. I'll give a hint and make it a 5-point question and again start. Again, just to repeat, even after it becoming a 5-point question, if Mallika answers, she qualifies because she gets 45 and Sophie is still on 40. And same applies to Sophie. Okay, the hint. The hint is... I'm just so scared because the hint suddenly has a lot more stake than the usual hint has. Okay. The hint is Volvo. Volvo, the company, is a hint.
Wow, for people who are not dumb, maybe. Is it Germany?
Not Germany. Going to Urooj.
Volvo.
Yeah, Volvo, the car brand. Car, truck, whatever.
I would like to guess Belgium.
Not Belgium. Sophie.
Now the hint has actually made me more confused. I'm just trying to remember the episode of Chernobyl. I was very sure, but of course it can't be Belarus. Can you give me like 5 seconds, please?
Yeah.
Just eliminate. Is it Austria?
No. Going to Shaad.
Is it Volvo Land?
No, not Volvo Land.
Is it Brussels? I don't know.
Can
Not
I?
even a country.
Yeah, I'll give another hint and then I'll continue. Because I don't want to go to the audience because I don't want a tiebreaker, like extra time question to go to the audience. Now it's a 2.5-point question and still it remains as a tiebreaker. Okay, so I'm going to share a few brands. Okay, Volvo, already I shared. IKEA.
Sweet.
H&M. Sweden is correct. Mallika gets 2.5 points. It is Sweden. Sweden is the first country that got the radiation alarm and acknowledged Chernobyl as a disaster, as radiation disaster, which means the quiz is now over, with Mallika finally ending on 42.5,
Thanks to
Shaad on
IKEA and H&M.
47. Yes, I thought that's why I didn't reveal all of them in the first round. I was like, Volvo से निकल जाए तो
Volvo
ठीक
तो
है.
मुझे पता नहीं, मुझे यही पता.
Volvo से नहीं निकला तो फिर ये करना पड़ा. Okay, on that note, these are the final results after the extra time. The winner of the first quarter final is the debutant Shaad Shafi. The runner-up and also our second semi-finalist is Mallika Dua. And Sophie misses, like she literally misses it at the last question. And Urooj did exceptionally well with 23 points. Shaad Shafi will be part of the first semi-final, and Mallika Dua will be the part of the
Urooj
second
for me was the
semi-final.
heart and soul of this.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Always.
going. I don't want this.
Urooj, please.
Leaving this quiz.
Okay, that brings us to the end of the first quarterfinal. Very, very exciting start. Thank you so much to Shaad, Sophie, Urooj, and Mallika to have
Thanks,
participated in this.
Thank you.